Let's get started with V1 Game, your personalized golf GPS, shot tracker, caddy, and coach. Let's start with the home screen. When you first log in, you'll see this screen. Notice the chat button in the top right. You can use that at any time to ask a question or chat with our support. At the bottom, you have Play to start a new round, Review to see old rounds, Analyze to look at stats, Virtual Coach, where our powerful artificial intelligence will analyze your game, and Settings, where you can set up your bag or change your preferences. Let's start a round. First, you'll hit the Play button to start the round. It'll bring up a list of nearby courses. We have over 40,000 courses in our database. You can select any course in the list or use the search bar to search for any course in our database. Less words leads to better search results. Here we'll search for Heritage. I'm playing Heritage Ranch today, so I'll select that course and then select the type of round. The GPS will load, taking you to the playing golf screen. You'll spend a lot of time here, so we'll take some time to go over the features. First, the pen is movable. You can also tap on the pen to quickly zoom into the green if you need to. The target is also movable. You can long press and drag it to anywhere on the screen to get quick yardages. The yardages are displayed on the left as distances from the target to the pen and distances from your location to the target. In the top right, you have quick distances to the back, middle, and front of the green that are color-coded as you see here. On the bottom left and right hand side, you have small arrows that will allow you to go to the previous hole or advance to the next hole. The hole label at the bottom is also a button that will bring up our menu. In the menu, you can change preferences, you could save or delete your round, you can also see options for the watch. We'll show more about the menu later in this video. Underneath the yardages in the top right, you have a scorecard button that'll take you to our advanced scorecard. In the bottom right, you have some legacy buttons, such as the add shot, quick putt, and penalty buttons. Ideally, you won't have to use those buttons, but they're still there for some of our older users that still use them. On the left, you have buttons to zoom, to make advanced edits, for help, and for our caddy functionality. We'll show how to use each of these buttons later on in this video. As I mentioned before, the quick putt, penalty, and add shot buttons on the right hand side are largely legacy buttons, and you shouldn't have to use them. Let's get started with showing the functionality of V1 Game. First, you're going to want to get yardages. By long pressing the target and dragging it to any location, you'll notice you get live yardages to anywhere on the golf course. If you need help choosing what club or making decisions, you can use our caddy function on the left to bring up our virtual caddy. Our virtual caddy will give you plays-like distances based on elevation and current weather conditions, also taking into account your previous golf data to recommend a club and recommend an aim point for you. You'll notice on a tee shot, it will also overlay previous tee shots you've hit on that exact hole and what you've scored, which might help in your decision-making process. Next, let's cover swing detection with the Apple Watch, my favorite feature. If you have an Apple Watch, the app will automatically start monitoring for swings while you're playing on the golf course. And watch, when you take a swing, you'll notice it'll give you a little vibration to indicate that it's detected a shot. If it's a practice swing, you can just ignore it. We'll only mark one shot from each location. Take as many practice swings as you like. You're ready to hit. Fire away. You'll notice we only mark the location of a swing one time. So if you have multiple practice swings, in addition to your real swing, it only gets marked once. Swing detection can be rough on older watch batteries, so if you have an older watch series, make sure your watch is fully charged or take advantage of our low power mode. V1 Game is constantly tracking your activity on the golf course to help predict shot locations and track your golf. We use all of the sensors available to us on both the phone and the watch if available. The dotted blue line is showing where your phone has traveled. We call that breadcrumbs. The circles that pop up are predicted shot locations either from swing detection on your watch or from the phone sensors. If at any point you need help choosing a club or making a decision, you can use the virtual caddy function to give a club suggestion. For approach shots, Virtual Caddy will also show you a distribution of similar shots in the past to help you change your aim point if necessary. I like to keep my phone in my back pocket so I can take full advantage of the sensors available to me, but the app will also work if you leave your phone in your golf bag or a golf cart. You just may have to do more post-round editing for shots that we couldn't detect. You'll notice here on my approach shot, I took a practice swing, I took my full shot. With swing detection, the app has already marked my location with a green dot, indicating a swing was detected at this location. If at any time you need to zoom into the green, you can do so by just tapping on the flag. You can also set the day's flag location by long pressing and dragging the flag to the correct portion on the green. The zoom button will let you quickly zoom back out to the hole. You can also set the flag location using the Apple Watch by standing next to the flag and clicking on the flag button in the top left. Again, the app tracks your location and tracks your movement as you progress through the golf course, making our shot predictions and analyzing where you went. Short chips and putts around the green are difficult to detect with swing detection. That's why we suggest keeping your phone in your pocket, so that we can see where you spend time and make suggestions on where those short chips might have occurred. You can see in this case, the white dot appears by the green, indicating that we think a chip was hit from that location. Later in this video, I'll show you how to make edits to add short chips that we may have missed or were unable to detect with our automatic swing detection. Made the putt to save my par. Now it's time to enter our score. If you don't have a watch, this is typically where you might pull out your phone. You can also enter the scores after the round. If you have a watch, your phone is likely asleep and in your pocket. Just glance at your wrist. You can use the plus button to add your score, and the number of putts, and starting point of the very first putt in feet. The reason we ask for putting information is because GPS is not quite accurate enough to measure things in feet. You'll notice that now that we've entered our score either on the watch or the phone, if we go back to the first hole, the predicted shots have now been confirmed, and you'll see the distance that each shot traveled, as well as the lie that was detected by our vectors. You can quickly add club information by tapping on any of the tags, and selecting the club that you use to hit the shot. Here, I'll select 3-wood for the tee and pitching wedge for my approach shot. If you have trouble remembering what clubs you used after the round, you can track clubs while playing by enabling Track Clubs from the menu. Hit the menu, go to Preferences, and enable Track Clubs. Now, when your Apple Watch detects a swing, it'll immediately prompt you for the club that you used to hit the shot. Simple glance at your watch, you can set the club, in this case 3-wood, and that predicted shot has now turned into a confirmed shot and is marked with the club that you used. You may not have an Apple Watch, or you may be on the Android platform in which we were still working on watch support. In that case, the app still works very similarly, tracking your locations as you go and predicting shot locations based on information from your phone. You'll notice that some of the predictions are bright white, indicating confidence that there is a shot hit there, and some are a lighter shade, in which case we think you might have been sitting in a golf cart, or for another reason, we don't believe that's a real shot. If you're playing with a partner and somehow we accidentally predict locations where you were searching for their ball as an example, you can easily dismiss predictions that are not your shot by tapping on them and then selecting no when it asks you if you hit a shot from this location. When you've completed a hole, you can use the arrows at the bottom to advance to the next hole. The score entry menu will automatically appear, giving you the opportunity to enter your score, your number of putts, and distance of your first putt. This is very similar to the score entry that we showed on the watch, and we use that information to feed our artificial intelligence to mark your shots from that hole. The hole is now completely marked, and we can add club information as before if we like by tapping on any shot and selecting the club that was used to hit that shot. If you would like to skip the score entry, swiping from the edge will advance to the next hole without showing the score menu. While our automatic shot tracking is very good, there will be times when you have to edit a round. An example would be if a short chip is not detected by our swing detection or by the automatic shot detection. Always start by entering your score for the hole, so in this case I made a 5 and 2 putted from 20 feet. When you enter your score, it'll advance to the next hole. You can use the back button to go back. You'll notice that our AI has now added 5 shots to the hole since you told it you scored a 5. The first 2 are in the correct location. As you can see in the before photo, there were 2 swings detected. The third one is a placeholder shot since we could not detect a 5th shot. Now all we need to do is move that placeholder shot to the correct location for the chip. You can do that by long pressing the shot and dragging it to where it needs to be. In this case, the bunker, or maybe to the side in the rough. You'll notice the shot indicator changes color based on the lie. In this case, we'll put it back in the bunker, and we're done. Simple as that to add the short chip. Penalties are very similar. In this case, let's say it detected 2 swings, but I made a 5 by hitting my tee shot into the water and then taking a drop. Again, start by entering your score, a 5 with a 2 putt. When I go back, you'll notice that there are 5 shots. The first 2 are where swings were detected, and the third one, again, is a placeholder shot. First thing I need to do is move that placeholder shot to where the penalty occurred, so I'll long press and drag it into the lake where I hit my tee shot. I took my drop back in the fairway in line with the flag, so now I have the correct shots, but they're in the wrong order. I can reorder them by clicking the pencil to do advanced edits. Reordering shots is as simple as grabbing the 3 lines and dragging them to the correct location. I'll move shot 3 to shot 2, and I'm done. You can also quickly change putt distances from this view by tapping on the black box, changing the putt to the correct distance, and then clicking done. You'll notice that now the hole has reshuffled the shots into the correct order, and we're good to go. In some cases, you might need to mark recovery shots. Recovery shots are shots in which you cannot advance the ball to the green because of a poor prior shot. Always start by entering your score. In this case, I had a 5 with a 2 putt. When I go back, you see I've got all 5 shots and they're in their correct order. However, the second shot was really a recovery shot, a punch out from the trees. So rather than marking a club, I'll actually tap on it and select recovery. You'll notice it changes to red. Marking the shot as recovery makes sure the distance doesn't count against my clubs, and it also penalizes the drive for being poor. Out of bounds. Every now and then you might hit your ball off the golf course, out of bounds. No shot tracking technology can do out of bounds without help. We'll do out of bounds the same way as before. The first step is always to enter your score. In this case, I had a 6 with a 2 putt. When you go back to the hole, you'll notice 6 shots have been added. The first 2 are where shot predictions were, in the white and the green on the left. The next 2 are placeholder shots, because we were unable to find enough shots to get to 6. So the first step is to get those shots where they should have been. I'll grab the first placeholder shot, drag it out of bounds. I'll then tap on it and change its lie to penalty, as it was out of play. Next, I'll take the fourth shot and drag it to the tee box, as I had to re-tee since the ball was out of bounds. Once you've done this, you have all the shots. They're in the correct place, but they're not in the correct order. Again, you'll use the pencil to bring up the advanced edit menu. You'll drag the penalty shot to the second, you'll drag the second tee shot to the third. And now you have the hole correctly marked. If at any time you need to change your preferences or exit the app and save your round, you'll want to use the menu. The hole label at the bottom is actually a menu button. Pressing it brings up that menu. From there you can go to preferences, where you can do things like enable club tracking, hide vectors, see your hole history, or even change your settings for automatic shot detection. In the same menu, there are watch options. Clicking the watch options will bring up the watch options menu. From there, you can do things like turn off swing detection, enable low power mode if you have an older watch or if your battery is low that day, or you can disable the swing vibration if you don't like that feature. And that's how to get started with V1 Game.